Once you have created a project, then the next thing would be to choose a venue. So to do that, you go to virtual, the venue. Here it will show you if you have any venue that you have selected. So right now we don't have that. So you, from the venue store, you click on browse, and this is where you will be seeing all the different venues that you will be having access to, right? So we have right now under this account, there are 3 venues that I have access to: Genesis, Red Rock, and Bunker. These 2 are 2 3D venues, 3D panorama venues, and this is a 2D venue. We'll be covering both. So maybe to start with, I would choose Genesis. So this is where you can then see the different experiences that you can choose. Let's see, and these are just some screenshots to give you an idea of how it can look like. So let's say I choose the 3D conference, and I choose the venue. Then it will take a little while to actually generate the venue. So what it will actually do here, it will be generating a list of default live pages for you to get started. So now it's created. And this is where then, if you go on the live page, you will see there will be a bunch of live pages created. So there's the home page, day one, lounges, serendipity lounge, etc., etc. So that's the listing of live pages. From here, you can copy the URL, preview them, or customize. So customize will actually bring you to the venue editor. So before I go there, I'll just show you here. So you have the menu. So we have created a menu by default, which is called the header menu. Then authentication, where you can choose how to allow them to check in. And then now that I have chosen a venue, this is where then it's specifying that this venue is using the Genesis venue. And there's 2 ways to access the venue editor. One is by clicking on this button here. And the other way is by clicking on the customize button for a particular live page. So if, let's say, I go to the home live page and I click on customize, then it will open the venue editor here. All right. So that's an overview of the UI, the flow, creating a project, etc. I'm going to move to another event now to show you actually how the different blocks work and how the venue editor works. So this is a dummy event with content that has been pre-populated. So these are the different live pages under the event. And here, if I click on lobby, it will open up the lobby live page in the venue editor. So within the venue editor, the way that it's arranged is that on the left, you will be seeing a listing of the widgets, like the live bar and the header. So the header is here, the live bar is here. And then all the blocks that you have on this particular live page. So that's the generic layout. And once you click on one of the items, then you will be able to go into more details on the settings of that particular item. So right just now I clicked on the live bar. That's why then I can see further details about the live bar. Then I can save the settings, and then I can go back. So this is a very generic way in which all the other blocks will behave as well. So same thing here. If I click on this logo image, then I'll be able to see the settings. I'll be able to configure it, save it, and then I click here to go back. Right. At the top is where you can browse. So you can open different live pages. If let's say you want to open the agenda live page, you just click on it. So that's one way to open another live page. Another way is just to navigate here. So just by navigating here, it will also open the live page. And then here on the right, you have different views. So you have the desktop view, then you can see the tablet view or the mobile view. And this button here allows you to actually open a preview of your live page without the UI for the venue editor. So this is good to if you want to send this to somebody to have a look without having to logging into the backend through the venue editor. Then this is the status of the live page. So it can be in draft, like here, or it can be published. So published means it will be publicly accessible. Draft means attendees won't be able to access it. Then the last button is saving and publishing. So for example, here, if I turn off, let's say I want to turn off the live bar, then the whole thing will disappear. Then this button will be activated. So right now, the change is only locally, right? In my my account here, it's not pushed and it's not published on the production live page, right? It's only if I save and publish, which then will be pushing the changes to production. So I can turn it back on. So now what we'll do is we'll do a quick run through of the different blocks. So like I was mentioning earlier, this is just an image block, by the way. So you can hide it. All the blocks have this eye icon here that you can click to make it visible or hidden. You can click on it to go into more detail. There is the heading setting here. So every block has a setting, has a heading. And the heading is essentially some text. Like right now it's hidden. But if I click to show it, and then I save, you will actually see the heading here. So, but for some of the blocks, you don't want to show the heading, right? So you can hide it. Then this is the image. So let's say I want to change this image, right? So then I can remove this. Then I say, I want to change it to this image. This is a cropper feature here. If you want to crop your image, click OK. Optionally, you can add a link if you want. The link can link to any other live page, or you can just paste the URL here, and then you save. Once you save, then the image will be updated. The next block here is just a text block, so which is this one. So if I click on this, and then maybe I can edit the text here. So here you can change the text, change the size of the font, change the color. All of these can be done here. So this goes a bit ties back to the question that was asked previously. So how to change the look and feel. So that's one way of going about it. So you change the text here, and then I click save. Then it will be updated. I will be touching on these more advanced settings soon. First, let me just do a run through of the blocks. Then we have the hero content here. So hero content is a special type of block which allows you to, to put some prominent, to put some content a bit prominently, like a main session or a keynote speaker kind of thing. So if you want, let's say I want to change the the text here. Forward. You can save that and it will be updated here. Or let's say then you have to update the banner. Again, you just drop your image. You would have to have created it beforehand and then save it, and the image will be updated here. The next one, this is a whole block, by the way, here, and we call that a featured content type of block. And there are currently 5 items in the featured content. So this is the block here. If you click on it, you will be able to see the 5 items. So over here, you can actually bring this one up if you want, which is the last one. You bring it up, you save, and then it would be first in line, or you can also hide it if you want. Or if you have a new featured content that you want to add, you can have it here. I'll just copy this text for now. So the title, the description, the link of where you want this content to go. Maybe I want to go to main stage 3. And I don't want to open in a new window, so I turn this off. And here is where you can have, you can add another image. Let me find this. Oh, let me just use this one. So there is a restricted size for this right now. Then you save it. And this is the new item which has been created. So that's for featured content. So you can use this to direct the attendees to various sections of the virtual event. Moving down, we have keynote speakers. So this is just a speakers block. So if I click on this, you will see that there's the settings, and where you can then choose what are the speakers that you want to show, right? So currently I'm showing all the speakers. So we have 5 speakers here. I'm showing all 5 of them, but maybe you want to see a filtered list, right? So maybe you want to see only speakers whose company is equal to this company here, like me. If you save that, then that will be updated to only these 2 speakers. Or you could also choose to manually select. So manually selecting means you can pick and choose which are the speakers you want to put here. So as you can see, then this will allow you to have the same speakers block, but on different live pages for different use cases. And since we are at the speakers block, let me show you in the back end where you can actually, so under agenda here, agenda, speakers. So if let's say I create a new one, first name, last name, I can create a new speaker. I can upload a profile picture. Then I save. So if I go back to the lobby now in the venue editor, And then I say, show all the speakers. Sorry. And now you'll be seeing all of them listed down. So that's for the speakers block. And then this last block over here, this is just a image listing block with a heading. And each one of these is a separate image. So these could be your sponsors, or it could be anything else that you want to showcase. So let's say, for example, so here, if you want to move this sponsor as the first one, you can just drag it here and then save it. And then now it's here in the first place. And if you have another sponsor that you want to add, again, just drop the image. When you save it, then it will be appearing here. So this is the block here. And as you can see, we have these different settings for all the blocks. There's a width that you can specify. There's a bounding box and a height. Then they will also be having a margin settings or padding settings. So here in this case here, the padding is 24 pixels. So the padding is actually the space within the block here. So if, let's say, the bounding box, if you hide it, actually what happens is then it's transparent. So you don't see the white background and you don't see the shadow. So you could do that. There are cases where this would be helpful for you. From a padding point of view, if, let's say, I want to change this to 16, I save, then you see there will be less space within the block and the content. So these are the different settings for the padding. For the width, there are these different options. So full width is where it will take the full width of the live page. Half width means it will take half of the live page. And then if you have another block here, also half width, then the block will be positioned here. But then you could also specify a specific width in terms of pixels or REMs, EM, or percentage. So maybe I want this to be, let's say, 80%. Let's say 80%, save. Then that's how it will look like. We put this back to full width. The height is just this height here that you can play around with. And then you save. Let me check if there's anything that I missed that I wanted to bring up. Speakers. The background image. So as you can see here, there's a background image behind the content blocks. So this also can be changed. There's two ways in which this can be changed. One is at the project level here. So this is the project background image. So if I change this to another image, so now it's updated. Then if you go back to the venue editor, so you see that the background has changed. So that's one way of changing the background image. The second way is to change a background image at the live page level. So let's say at the lobby, I want to change that particular background image here. So the way to do that is to actually go to the lobby page, click on the lobby page here. So these are the settings for the lobby page. This is where you can customize the URL of each live page. And from here, at the bottom here, you will see, so you can either choose to use the project's background image or use a custom one. So if I say I want to choose a custom one, then I want to use this one. Then I save. This is another way where you can access the venue editor, by the way. So you just click customize here. Then you will see that only for this page, it's using this background image. And for other pages, it's using the project's background image.